So CII Dakshin Summit recently happened and we got a big panel there, conducted by Anupama Chopra with Mani Ratnam, Vetrimaaran and Rishab Shetty. And when I saw that, I was like, I need to watch this. So let's have a look. If you haven't seen the original video, I'll put the link description. You can check it out.
So first of all, thank you. Thank you to the wonderful Suhasini and Beena, who first invited me to be here. Tell me about conviction, Mani sir.
Conviction, I think I can talk from my experience, from what I've grown through. I think we had some fantastic filmmakers before who paved the way for us. There was, Balachander was there, Bharathi Raja was there, Balu Mahendra was there, Mahendran was there. I think they broke ground and they laid a path. And the thing distinct about Tamil was that all the good filmmakers were making films within the mainstream and not necessarily very parallel. So there was always sensibility that had been ingrained into mainstream cinema, and that helped us. Whereas Kannada, I think Kannada and Malayalam had very distinct. I mean, there was Girish Kasravalli, Girish Karnad. They were very fantastic filmmakers.
Oh, we have Basil Joseph also. I didn't know that.
But and it took a while before that sensibility got into mainstream film, right? Whereas here we had the advantage of people like Balchandar to make this way, and that gives every younger person a conviction. I think today, if a lot of youngsters are making Tamil films, I think we all owe it to them.
Vetri, where do you find conviction as a storyteller?
I would like to add on to the point that Mani sir made about a parallel movement being absent in Tamil. We don't have a parallel movement as such. Every other language in India has it. We only have the mainstream
I know that.
films. So whatever films that are made, it has to be made for the mainstream audiences. We need to address even the most serious of ideas and thoughts.
That actually answers a big question, I had with Tamil cinema that even when I saw smaller films or unique films, some of these mainstream, commercial film elements used to, spoil it for me. And I used to always complain, man, why did you have to do this? Just stick to, the film you're trying to make. Why you have to add these things? And I think this makes sense. It involuntarily you add those things because that's how you have grown up watching cinema and that's how you wanted to make cinema. So, it makes a lot of sense now.
That we need to put, which we want to tell as stories, film stories, are it has to be catered to the mainstream audiences. That has given every filmmaker a bigger challenge, or Tamil filmmakers a bigger challenge, which is what kind of compromises are you ready to make? When you're making a serious film, your compromises are lesser. And when you're trying to make a mainstream film, you need to take the audience into account. In the process, what has happened is we have started making films with whatever we want only to the mainstream, and the Tamil mainstream audiences have evolved. When we were making Visaranai, I used to tell my team, if this film is accepted by the mainstream audiences, I would say that the Tamil audiences are the most evolved mainstream audiences, and they did make that film a profitable film. So I feel as Tamil filmmakers, we are gifted to be in this position where the audiences are open and we are challenged as creative people to work only within the mainstream framework.
Interesting.
When you are saying conviction, I actually don't understand what you mean by the word conviction, but I would assume you're saying that the courage we have to tell the stories.
It is the courage to make all the films. All four of you have made films that require courage.
Yes. So I think it comes from our sincerity to tell a story for our own people, not taking into consideration anything beyond that. And we all have a mathematical balance, I would say, in terms of commerce. Mani sir was the first person.
I just have to say, most interviews, even with BR, I've seen of Vetrimaaran, they're always in Tamil. So I was guessing maybe he's not that comfortable in English. Many are, and it's that totally fine. But his English is outstanding. His command is amazing.
to do something like, you know, uh, taking a newcomer and liberating himself from the star pressure and coming up with a film like Roja. He was telling a story for himself, like, you know, but it's a small story, but it had an international appeal. Bombay, for that matter, also. So we want to tell stories. Again, when I say we, I would. So it's. I'm assuming that. I'm assuming that. So all of us want to tell stories from our own world, and if it connects internationally, it's fine. When I want to tell a story which connects to the whole world, I might end up making certain compromises that might not work for the people whom I am making the film for, or from whom I'm making the film from. I think that all of us are on the dot, I think, with this.
You know, I have to say that, you know, when you talk about Roja, people talk about pan-Indian now. Roja was pan-India 30 years ago, right? I used to work at India Today magazine, and every day we would take a 15-minute break to listen to the soundtrack. We would all just stop working because Choti Si Asha, we had to listen to at least once. But let's talk about these compromises. So, Rishab,
Have I seen Roja? I'm not sure.
you've always told me this, ki local is universal, right? When you made Minal Murli, Basil, when you were making it, did you not, like Vetri say, ever think कि audience bahar kya hogi, या if I do this change, maybe it will cross borders? You don't think of that at all?
First of all, I have a language issue, so I can't speak in English.
So do I, Rishab. I can't speak Tamil, Kannada, or
I can
anything.
speak Tamil, Kannada, Hindi.
Okay, so you and I will
The
talk in Hindi.
Hindi, what about Hindi?
Hindi is good?
I'll not be bad at it. Kannada and Tamil, see. So that is the issue. मुझे वो English.
I hope no one takes it as the starter language debate and everything. You are on the stage. You just want to speak in a language which makes what you're saying travel to everyone and reach everyone. So
नहीं आता है तो मैं इंग्लिश फिल्म नहीं देखता हूँ तो
So it's a good thing.
तो
अच्छा ही हुआ है.
I always seen Indian cinema, Kannada cinema, Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam. So
I think that's true. It really impacts what kind of cinema you grow up watching. And I think even when I think of movies, not movies, stories of myself, somewhere that inspiration comes in, unknowingly.
वैसे ही मैं एक बिलो एवरेज स्टूडेंट था, ज़्यादा पढ़ता भी नहीं हूँ, ठीक है. So my inspiration, मेरा गांव का कहानी. So what I have seen in my village, and moreover, I always
I know her. I've seen her somewhere.
I always a fanboy or an audience. तो मैं एक audience जैसा देखता हूँ. तो अगर मैं एक audience हूँ, तो मुझे अच्छा लगना चाहिए मेरा कहानी. तो इसलिए मैं सोचता कि मेरा गांव का कहानी, तो जो रूटेड स्टोरीज है वो ज़्यादा रीच होता है, क्योंकि अभी कांतारा हो तो वैसा एक रिचुअल्स, वैसा एक कहानी जो हर गांव में रहता है. तो अगर हम साउथ केनरा में और हमारा कर्नाटक में मैंगलोर में हम लोग गुलिगा दैवा कहते हैं. ஸோ இங்கே தமிழ்நாட்டில் வந்து காவல் தெய்வம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So these kind of a connection,
I understood that.
पूरे इंडिया में है. So शायद आप बाहर देखा तो आप अगर आप वाइकिंग्स देखा तो उधर का भी जो रिचुअल्स दिखाता है जो वाइकिंग्स में, तो इट्स मोर कनेक्टेड टू इंडियन जो रिचुअल्स हम लोग करते हैं, तो वो है. तो आई ऑलवेज फेल्ट तो ये कहानी तो हर लोगों को कनेक्ट हो जाएगा. तो हमको जो ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर मैं ये कनेक्ट होता है करके मैं एक वेस्टर्न फिल्म जैसा करना और हिंदी फिल्म जैसा करना, वो ज़्यादा डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाएंगे लोग. तो इसलिए इट शुड बी वेरी कोर, वेरी रीजनल, वेरी रूटेड. अगर वो किया तो वो सही लगेगा लोगों को. तो वो मेरा कन्विक्शन है. दैट्स इट.
The what do you say? The setup, the setting where the show is happening is rooted. What are they doing is rooted, but the story is universal.
So tell me about the pressure of success then. Basil, you made Minal Murli, which was massive success. All of us were rooting for this homegrown superhero. Now you're making another film. Does that put pressure on you to think about audiences like us who are not Malayalam speaking?
Definitely, it's a pressure
This is a question I always want to ask.
actually to meet the expectations coming from with the next movie. But all I have to connect to the conviction we have, not compromising on the our own sensibility to make it more global or more wider
Yes,
or more
yes,
pan
that's the answer.
Indian, as we call it today. We just have to be true to our movie. We have to be true to our emotions. That's how it have been working for all the way. Like Manisa did for Roja. You are connected to the movie with the romance or the basic human emotions. You are connected. That's global. That's universal. That's everywhere. Or like Vetrimaaran did for Visaranai or what Kandara. It's the emotion is universal, and you have to be true to it. You have to be personal about it. It's not about following some template or something like that. So I think there is a pressure for doing a next film for sure. But definitely, if we are true to the genre, if we are true to our emotions, it is personal. And then, and if the storytelling can translate, it's not just about making rooted everything. It won't work beyond borders. Maybe the translation have to be also intact. Maybe like Korean industries have been doing for so long, like they have been doing that storytelling is translating to the global audience. Even they are all making their own culture, their own
Yeah.
myths or their own rooted stories. It's connecting to the global audience. So I think that's all matters. We have to translate it cleverly, maybe with proper storytelling, but true to the emotions. It should come from the heart, but little bit of maybe a brain as well.
Do you take the pressure of the box office now that you're all so widely successful? Um, when you're writing, when you're creating the next one, is there a number? Because now we're all talking about 1,000 crores. Hannah, that's the conversation now. Which film is now hit 1,000? How do you, as artists, protect yourself from that?
Don't read the numbers. Leave it. The distributors are there, the producers are there. They will take care of it. I think all
The best answer.
that you as a filmmaker look for is that this film should do well enough for me to get another chance, for me to do one
Yep.
more film. I mean, to me, the passion is really to do a film. And I would like it to
The film should be good enough, or maybe it does great, but enough for me to go to the next project and make a next film I want to make.
do well, which means my story gets told to so many people. The numbers become an additional thing. It is not the main thing. You should be able to tell a story and you should be able to make more and more movies, which is why I've been telling Vetri you should do more films faster, many more. All these guys, all the youngsters, yeah.
Betty, you take pressure.
Um, no, okay, let me put it this way. My films are not really, really big success, not really the bigger box office stuff. I would always wish, when I start a film, I would always wish and plan to have a break even on table on the day of the release for my producer. Anything over and above that, I'm happy with that. If that doesn't happen on paper, I wouldn't want to start a film. If I can't see that, except for
Makes
this
sense.
Vidudalai, everything had that. Vidudalai was an accident in terms of budget. We did not intend to spend so much, but we had to spend that kind of money. But otherwise, if the producer breaks even, I'm very happy. And I take only that much calculation into mind. And as Mani sir said, um, you are as good or as bad as your previous film. So that
Yeah.
way, if we break even, we get another opportunity to do better. So I take only that much into account.
You know, the Oscar winning screenwriter William Goldman once said, and very famously said about the movie business, that nobody knows anything, right? I feel कि post pandemic that's even more true क्योंकि genuinely nobody knows, has any clue. But at least in Mumbai, what I hear a lot, key prevailing wisdom is that now audience will come for spectacle, for song, for stars, anything that's mid or smaller budget, anything that's more personal, anything that's more serious has to go to streaming. Is this true? Like, do you guys think about what do people want to see in theaters?
That is the most difficult one because we can't predict. Before Kantara, I have done a film called Kasargodu, which is a children's film. So you were asking about the numbers before this. So मैं वो फिल्म 1.4 crores में फिल्म किया था. मेरे पापा से कुछ मीडिया वाले जाके पूछा है कि आपका बेटा ऐसा एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहा था. वो एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं कर रहा था, उसके पास पैसा नहीं था, इसलिए ऐसा फिल्म किया करके. ठीक है. लेकिन वो फिल्म 20 करोड़ तक बॉक्स ऑफिस कलेक्शन था. मैं सोचा इस बार मैं एक बहुत बड़ा बजट का फिल्म कर देता हूँ, तो वो कांतारा. लेकिन वो फिल्म रिलीज होने के बाद वो एक सेल्फ मेड पैन इंडिया हो गया. मैं वही वेट्री सर से बात कर रहा था. सो खुद पैन इंडिया बन के वो रिलीज हो गया. मैं बाग के पीछे पीछे गया सीधा. बाद में
The way he tells the story makes it so funny.
सोचा ये एक लोएस्ट बजट पैन इंडियन फिल्म है. ठीक है. सो वो प्रेशर नहीं ले सकते हम लोग. तो इसलिए ऑडियंस को क्या वर्क होता है, जो क्या नहीं, क्या वर्क नहीं होता है, तो ये सोच नहीं सकते हम लोग. अगर ये कहानी मुझे अच्छा एक किक दे रहा है, मुझे पसंद हो रहा है, मुझे एक थ्रिल दे रहा है, तो ये मैं एग्जीक्यूट करना चाहिए. तो एक पूरे मन से हम लोग पूरे एफर्ट डाल के करते हैं, तो वो शायद एक ट्रू एफर्ट किया तो वो लोगों को भी कनेक्ट होता है.
So no one's trying to second guess the audience. Basil, would you say yes?
Actually, like you have said, we cannot predict anything right now because people change the taste, the trends change for sure. Like just before COVID, people were more driven to content-oriented cinema or realistic movies back then. And then now, since the onset of KGF or Kantara or Bahubali, like big movies, people maybe want to come to theater for big spectacles rather than for content-driven, like small-scale realistic movies. So, but at the same time, small-scale comedy movies are working out somewhere, like even very low budget small movies are working out, and some even drama is also working out sometimes. But it's not predictable at all. But all I have to say is like just updated with our own, like stay updated.
I made a video about it. What is gonna work? I did answer that. I don't know how true is that, but yeah, I did answer.
Killing is something which is very important, I think. Like in the past, when we used to listen to A.R. Rahman or Raja songs, the kids these days are listening to BTS or Blackpink. So we have to stay along with the generation and the trend, actually. So that's something very important we have to. Then from that perspective, when we make movies, it might connect with the audience or the people who are along with the trend, actually. So I don't think there is any framework for the trends or anything like that. BTS.
To be continued.
It's like K-pop, Korean pop music. BTS.
Okay.
That was funny. I'm waiting for part 2 now. This was so good, getting different aspects. And I think the editing is also very, quick. They're making it for YouTube. Quickly. No, pauses. Just get to the question, answer. And I can notice the edit sometimes. But again, it's all about the, knowledge and wisdom we are getting from this. And I actually learned a lot, about the Tamil cinema, the history. There's no being a parallel cinema, and everyone inspired to make mainstream cinema. And how things are not working right now in the box office. No one knows what's gonna happen. So I made a video. You can check it out here. It was an interesting one. But do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be back with part 2, which also you can check it out here. If you like this, the thumbs up button, share this, and I'll see you next time.